Jay?
should just believe that what they say is true. 'Cause I've been trying not to move these mountains lately. Maybe the only thing that's standing in my way is you. But I can't breathe unless you're with me. Suffocating endlessly, and I can't let go. I can't let go.
Esty.
Nothing but our love is ordinary. No one ever thought we'd come this far. Everything about the way I feel is scary. You scare me, and I don't wanna live in fear of broken hearts.
Hello everyone, this is Leif. Sounds like unfortunately Esty can't join us today. He's under the weather, so I'll be casting this game. Hopefully someone else will be available to join me. We'll see. If not, I'll do a solo cast. Just waiting for the game to start up here. Do game 2 of rAgE versus Odette. 4v4, I believe, will be the next one coming up. All right, and here we go. So we got Odette versus rAgE. And we got the 4 civs here: Britons, Vikings, Aztecs, and Mayans. I can't remember if that's the civs that rAgE chose or Odette, but those are the civs that we have for this game. So looking here on Odette's side, we've got the blue and the teal players as the flanks, so that's Aztecs and Vikings. And then for rAgE, we've got Aztecs and Vikings as well. Or, yep, that looks like it. And so here we go. So we're looking at different players here. So let's start with the blue pair and just kind of go clockwise around. The blue player is the flank opposite of Odette, the yellow player. And I like blue's gold, it's in the back. So that'll be nice for when Odette comes by. And looking at then green has some nice rear force as well, so that'll be good. The gold is okay. And then gray, we've got gold also pretty good location, lots of forests around. I kind of like gray's base. And then lastly, we've got teal. The gold is not best location. It's a bit off to the side, but purple could easily target that gold, I'd say. But it got some nice wood in the back, and the lumber camp is decently well placed. It could be a little bit further into that little notch in the forest there. Alright, so that was where the rAgE players. Let's see Odette's setups. And so purple has some good gold locations. The two piles in the back near the edge of the map. However, they are right next to each other, so if rAgE happens to hit those, it'll be hard to find some other gold to go to. The forest is pretty close to the town center, so that is nice. So purple's position's pretty good. Then we got red. Red's pocket, but the gold is not in the best location, but lots of forest nearby. So I can't remember if Odette's pockets like to wall. I think it's just the flanks, but this seems like it'd be a pretty good one to wall if Odette wanted to wall, if it was a pocket player. And then orange got some gold. It's also near the front. And forests seem to be not quite as good, a little bit further away from the town center. And Odette did choose one of the forests to be one of the backwoods, so that is good. And lastly, yellow, which is making some militia, and is actually, okay, first, yep, yellow is drushing blue. You guys are probably yelling at me, it's like, yellow's attacking blue. And now I am looking at it here, so we got a couple militia coming in, attacking blue. I haven't seen them hit anything yet besides a wolf. And now they're hitting the blue lumber camp. One of them, but there's no villagers nearby, unfortunately. We're probably wondering, where are all the blue villagers? Let's see, so yellow's up to man-at-arms here. Still hasn't hit anything of value. Archers caused the town center to garrison the villagers, but still nothing. And then blue, actually didn't see any go down. Yellow's soldiers seem to kind of walk back and forth, trying to regroup instead. So it seems like a missed opportunity, and then here we go. Purple's doing the same strategy, but it seems to be a bit more effective. The teal's trying to build a watchtower by the gold camp, and just losing a lot of villagers in the process. Alright, blue just advanced to the castle age, and blue has beat off yellow probably because of that watchtower. Although yellow's scout is trying to knock off some villagers here, but doesn't look like it's finding any. So let's look back at teal here. Purple is still hitting some villagers. I'd say this attack is doing pretty well. But it does look like purple is going back. I'm not sure exactly why. Okay, just regroup. Wonder if he's going to knock down the tower. Looks like it. Alright, so now we got green. Let's see. Green's going through blue's town, and blue looks like they're attacking as well. So we'll see if the two team up against yellow. Yellow's got a tower nicely right next to the stone they're about to mine, but might be too late to build that mining camp now. Alright, so yes, blue and green are coming into attack. Blue is the only one that has rAged so far. Found a nice hill, and seems to just want to play king of the hill, get to the top and not attack anything. but green's crossbows are hitting yellow's stone mining camp. No villagers there yet. Now they're in range of the yellow tower. In the meantime, we've got gray's crossbows also attacking orange, hitting one of the pockets here. And so on the, I guess you can call it the west side of the map, looks like rAgE has control for the most part. But let's look at the east side of the map, where red seems to be doing a pretty good job against teal. Teal has only about 30 villagers now. And purple has some feudal age soldiers here as well with some. So I think it's just a race of time. So it looks like gray is now joining in the attack against yellow. So yellow seems to be surviving, well actually no, I take that back. Yellow is trying to build a second town center. I don't know if this is a recovery town center or just one of the trying to boom up town centers, but it's in a decent enough location. But yellow's down to 10 villagers. I think once rAgE brings in a ram, it looks like blue is bringing in a ram. It might be only a couple minutes more. So purple over here in teal's town, purple needs to take out teal fast along with red to keep up with rAgE. Now I'd say that just looking at military numbers, rAgE seems to be on top right now. Although I will say that looking at the pockets for Odette, red and orange are nearly full boomed at this point. And they're purple and orange are on their way to the Imperial Age. So there's some hope for Odette. And it looks like the yellow town center is about to go down without the help from the ram. There's so many crossbows in yellow's town, that's going to be hard to beat. In the meantime, gray is almost in bad shape. And alright, so we've got red with some knights coming in trying to help yellow. It's a bit too late, but at least we got some allies helping here. I'm looking to see if yellow is perhaps trying to rebuild a town center elsewhere. I don't see one yet, but hopefully, actually, yellow doesn't have any villagers to rebuild a town center, and yellow doesn't have any food to build more villagers, so if yellow wants to rebuild, it's going to have to get the allies to tribute resources. Alright, well, red has just advanced to the Imperial Age, so that is good. We've got purple now targeting gray. I think Odette has left teal as good as dead, so I think that's good. Moving on to one of the pockets, it's better use of time, I would say. So we got just a whole bunch of Eagle Warriors in Gray's town. And that leaves just blue and green, basically, in Yellow's town. And I think rAgE needs to move on attacking one of the Odette pockets. I think rAgE is just giving Odette pockets too much time to build up. We go this close to 2 rAgE players down at this point. Alright, looking at purple though, purple does seem to be retargeting, maybe targeting blue? I don't know if purple's trying to help out an ally or just switching targets. Might be switching targets because it figures that gray is also not doing well. Alright, so we got GG's called from all the different rAgE players, so I expect we're going to see some resigns up here pretty soon. And I'd say that's about true. Looking at military, blue and green has some military, good numbers, but I think the tide is turning toward Odette. Okay, so I'm mistaken. The GGs from rAgE were not because they were giving up and resigning. It was because of the yellow player finally resigning. So there's some chuckles there. But I do think that was foreshadowing what's coming ahead, because the tide is clearly turned toward Odette now. Purple Elite Eagle Warriors with Garland Wars just swarming Blue's town. I'm moving on toward green, the strongest player at this point, I'd say. We got some red English longbows with 12 range. Those are always fun. Yeah, so at this point, each of the Odette players is maxed out at their best units. The Mayan orange has Eagle Warriors, Elite Eagle Warriors with El Dorado, so 100 hit points. Yeah, so now we're just watching Eagle Warriors swarming Green's town. So I think it's going to just be a couple minutes and rAgE will be done. I think it's kind of fun looking at the side note, looking at the different players that rAgE decides to call themselves. Kunyi, which I think is the scripter for this AI, I can't remember for sure. MBL. I'll recognize the other guys who I don't follow online as much, but that's pretty fun. Alright, well, all of the rAgE players are pretty weak. All of them under 20 villagers. Seems like Odette is just waiting for them all to resign, so you might as well just, if they're not going to resign, kill them off completely. So we'll start with Teal, the first one to get weakened. Town center went down. And it looks like Esty called the game, which I think is a good choice. It was over. So congrats to Odette. That means that Odette is now up 2-0. So congrats, Esty. So looking at the previous games in this set, Maximus lost 1-2 against rAgE. And then Odette won 3-0 against Maximus, meaning that Maximus was for sure eliminated. And I think now at this point, Odette has clinched winning this group, so he will go on to the final stage, but we still got the 2v2 to play. Alright, and here's a 2v2. So we've got Aztecs and Mayans in this set only, so we should see a whole bunch of Eagle Warriors. And just judging from, at least from Odette, got a lot of Eagle Warriors in the last game. Although rAgE likes his crossbows, so it might be some crossbows versus Eagle Warriors, or crossbows against skirmishers. We'll see what Odette tries to do. Now, I did notice in the last few matches, I don't think any of the Odette players have tried to wall themselves up. I don't know if that's just because of the map positions, or if Esty decided to make the walling happen less often. Makes sense, this is a tournament, and if the walling is only experimental, then maybe give Odette a better chance to win, I'm not sure. Esty will have to confirm. Alright, so let's look at positions. Let's start with rAgE, going to be the underdog at this point. So, blue has some good gold position. And forests are a bit far away. Actually, they're pretty close. Just far away from the map's edge. So, we've got some pretty clear space, and a decent town overall. And then green, its gold patch is nestled right in between forests, and so pretty easy to defend if you needed to. If a human player would just wall off the forest that's on the way from red to green and protect that gold. Maybe That's if that was Odette, maybe we'd see some walls there, but we don't. Otherwise, Green's town seems to be okay. Got some hills around that might cause some problems. Now moving on to Odette. Red has some nice back gold. They'll be nice and protected. And decent lumber camp position there. And then yellow, same story actually. Yellow has some nice forests in the back along with some gold in the back. So pretty good positions overall, I'd say. Let's see how they use them. So we do see rAgE Blue is hunting some deer from about 8-10 tiles away. That's not something I'm sure is a good idea. There's a lot of walking time for those deer hunters. That might have just been a case of the villagers just not having enough food sources to collect. Alright, we've got the Odette players are up to the feudal age, and both are researching man-at-arms. So maybe we'll see a man-at-arms rush again like we did in the last game. Alright, yellow's starting the attack with 4 man-at-arms. And are they going against blue or green? I'm not sure. Alright, yellow's Fog of War only shows green, so that's where they should be going. We got a couple more man-at-arms following, so we got 6 in total. Let's see, what does green have to defend? Nothing. Not a tower, although an archery range is going up for green. But it won't be enough time. We got a tower going up by that mill. If that goes up, that'll be some good timing for green. And red is joining the attack as well with some man-at-arms also. That tower won't do much against man-at-arms, unfortunately. And the tower's almost down. Hopefully we'll see some villagers go down as well from those man-at-arms. So they're being attacked. Haven't seen it. There's one down. Alright, green is up to the castle age, but they're pretty hurt. Researching crossbowmen. And crossbows are the best unit against the man-at-arms. We'll see if they're enough. But green's losing a lot of villagers. In the meantime, blue is going to have to do something against Odette to help his ally. So blue looks like they're probably making some crossbowmen as well. We got archers and elite skirmishers at this point. I'd rather see crossbowmen, but we'll see. And it looks like going back to green, yellow has mixed in some archers. I'd say the yellow needed skirmishers instead, just based on green making crossbows. Alright, so green's crossbows are able to clean up the man-at-arms in their town, probably because green's main gold was not hit by the man-at-arms. So green was able to make the crossbowmen, and green is now counterattacking against red. I'd say that's a good choice. Counterattack while Odette might not have very many numbers, but looks like green might be changing his mind. Seems to be going back and forth. Probably just regrouping the armies. So no bodkin arrow for green yet, but red is only in feudal age. Now they're in castle age, so we'll see. It has a lot of skirmishers and are making a defensive tower that might be good against the crossbows. So now it's Odette's turn to see how well he can defend. Let's see. It might come down to the defensive towers. So now it's mostly blue left with some elite skirmishers, which should be good against the little army that red has left, but still not a whole lot. And I see a couple mangonels from blue, which would be good against those towers, but we also have a counterattack coming from yellow with a whole bunch of elite skirmishers and a couple eagle warriors. And blue's responding to the threat. I'm trying to tell, I think blue is going to clean up this yellow army. In the meantime, looks like red's main tower has lost enough health that it can't garrison anymore. Got a mangonel coming from green and also mangonel from red. Might see some good hits from mangonel shots. Yep, we got a 3 or 4 crossbows down from that mangonel. You don't see a lot of good mangonel shots in AI games because AIs are so good at dodging. Alright, that tower in Redstown is almost down. I'm just going to take a peek at yellow. Yellow is sticking with the same army types. Skirmishers and a few eagle warriors. And yellow's researching tracking. Almost forgot that technology exists. Alright, green has got some rams. Alright, red's mangonel died. Green's is still alive. Green is doing some good retreating, I would say. Trying to get out of range of the tower, it seems like. Or to stay away from the town center, one of those two. Alright, so let's see what this battle is doing in the middle. Got a lot of yellow units clumped together, which is good. See some good micro from the skirmishers. Right now, yellow has less military overall than blue, but you want to concentrate that army in as close to space as possible. We got some more mangonel action here from yellow. Let's see if we get a mangonel fight against blue. Okay, that mangonel is knocked down. So we've got some good fights going on. Red is suffering some damage from green. And yellow and blue are battling it out in the middle of the map. So right now, yellow clearly has the best score. Yellow also has some long swordsmen. And that seems to be yellow's main unit now at this point. I'm kind of curious why. We don't have a lot of eagle warriors from rAgE. Back in Red's town, we see Red's town center is now down and Red has resigned. So now it's all up to yellow. Yellow has enough, you would think at least from the score, that yellow has enough to put up a good fight. We'll see. Are going to be effective enough against the skirmishers. So they might be pretty good as a meat shield. But green now is attacking yellow and is hitting pretty well against them. So yellow's mangonel's coming in. We'll see if they can clean up some skirmishers and crossbows. Yep, got a 2 or 3 crossbows dead. Now 2 more. I'd love to see that mangonel get repaired. Yes, there we go. Mangonel holding its own against crossbows. You can tell I kind of enjoy watching these mangonel fights. You just don't see them in the AI games. Kind of miss that from watching human matches. Alright, so green in with a mangonel of his own. Meanwhile, yellow's bringing up most of the soldiers at the town center. Alright, now they're coming to defend against green here. They're trying to build this town center. Yeah, it's not the best timing. Lots of villagers dying trying to build this town center. And yellow has a castle, but blue is surrounding it right now with a whole bunch of rams. those Rams did what they should, they'd be attacking it by now. We'll see what happens. So yellow still has plenty of villagers, and yellow's in the Imperial Age. So that's a big thing that it will need, is those Imperial Age advantages. Alright, so we got some Eagle Warriors cleaning up the blue Rams. And also trying to clean up these crossbows from green. Still don't see... Okay, we got the armor upgrade on the Eagle Warriors, that's big. Got some Blast Furnace on them as well, I think. So I think rAgE right now needs to advance up to the Imperial Age if they want to be able to keep Odette from just steamrolling over them, because yellow now has elite Eagle Warriors, and those are just going to clean up rAge's armies super fast. Got the skirmishers with Bracer for yellow. Let's see, I'm going to check rAge's resources. So blue doesn't have balanced resources at all, about 1,000 gold and not much else. Blue's got a castle going up. And then green is not close at all, has enough for a castle, but that's about it. So just based on that alone, I think we're going to see Odette just starting to clean up rAge's armies. We got looks like rAgE is trying to build some forward siege workshops, but those aren't going to do much. Odette is the one on the offensive right now. Still waiting on El Dorado for the Eagle Warriors for Odette. Just researched Coin Engine and is researching banking. I don't know what for at this point, but oh well. Oh yeah, that's why yellow doesn't have El Dorado yet. They're the Aztecs, not the Mayans. Oh well. We got Garland Wars on them. And so yellow is pushing deep into blue's town here. Let's take another peek at green. Green has a 1,200 wood and not much else. And rAgE needs to get to the Imperial Age, or else it's going to be GG pretty soon. Got a trebuchet from yellow, probably more than one, but at least one for now. Yep, see another one. Got some siege rams. And yellow is pop capped, probably has been for quite a while. And both of the rAgE players combined together are less pop than yellow. So you got some trebuchets bringing down blue's castle. It's going to be down in a couple seconds here. Now it's down. Got one more castle to go in the town center. The town center is a better target here. Just mopping up all those blue villagers. I think it'll just be a matter of time before the second castle from blue is brought down. It might be a matter of longer time. Looks like yellow is retargeting against green, which is a good choice, I'd say. So now green is very unbalanced, has over 5,000 wood and no gold. I didn't see any trading with trade cards going on for rAgE. That's probably a big point here. But at least green could do some trading at the market to save up for Imperial Age. Although I guess if you don't have much gold to get the Imperial Age upgrades, then maybe what's the point? So it does look like yellow is deciding to target the forward siege workshops from green. And green is getting pretty close to getting pop capped as well. But the Imperial Age advantage for Odette, I think it's too massive at this point. So it looks like blue did launch a counterattack here with a few crossbowmen. Going to be cleaned up pretty fast. But that will distract yellow's armies, allow green to do something here. So green is near the edge of blue's town. Green did find some gold to mine. So that could be significant. Still doesn't have enough gold miners on the mine though. Alright, got a few Jaguar warriors from Odette. Not a lot of infantry from green, but it's fun to see Jaguar warriors once in a while. There's a whole bunch of trebuchets from yellow, and yellow is just beating up on all of these unupgraded skirmishers from green. I'm not sure what they're being trained for. It's probably, yeah, I can see why green's making them now. It just doesn't have any gold for other soldiers, and no point in training pikemen. You should at least get the elite skirmisher upgrade on your skirmishers, I'd say. So I think at this point we're just waiting for yellow to just put the final blow against green here. I think a lot of green's buildings are distracting him. Green's building a whole bunch of town centers around the map. Forward siege workshops, lumber camps, and it's just delaying the inevitable. Alright, so we got blue's castle being targeted by yellow, at least for a second. Yep, there we go. The blue castle is down. Yeah, maybe yellow can finally knock out blue for good. Blue's below 10 pop. I think once that blue town center is destroyed, that's going to be it. No, blue has a second town center. But blue should resign pretty soon. I don't know if rAgE has good resign rules or not. But in a team game, I wouldn't resign until I've got no town centers left anyway. So meanwhile, let's see what green is doing here. So green has almost 10,000 wood now. Hooray. If only green had the Persian crossbows that only cost wood, but this is not DE. It's not even Wallow Kingdoms. So green has a whole bunch of castles, but just not a whole lot of other things. Only 3 military. And just about 70 villagers. Alright, so looking at blue, I'm guessing if Odette just killed off those 2 blue markets, the game would force rAgE to resign. Maybe the blacksmith, I'm not sure. I don't think you have to kill off all the blacksmiths for a conquest victory. Alright, but yellow is gathering in green's town now. I think we'll start seeing green's town just go to pieces. Yes, yellow has like 50 dozen trebuchets. Just down below 60 pop. Just a couple castles left. Now below 40 pop, and yep, GG. Called by Esty because rAgE isn't called GG. Alright, good games, Odette. Odette swept rAgE 3-0, undefeated in the qualifications round 2. And so I think that game was just showing what can happen when you have a lot of villagers. I think yellow always had a villager lead over both of the rAgE players, and then you can use that villager lead to get you into the Imperial Age. And elite Eagle Warriors are just such a strong unit for Aztecs and Mayans that can do wonders for you. And once Odette got to the Imperial Age and rAgE wasn't able to manage his resources, I think that's what cost rAgE the game.